Salutations all, and welcome back. Thank you for checking us out once again. Now, I don't know where you're located. Hopefully somewhere beautiful, somewhere luxurious, and somewhere where the temperatures are not in the 3 digits for ever. Forever. It's hot in this part of the country. And the only way to combat that is to get naked and just to, well, no, that's not the only way, but that is effective. I'm just saying. But today, we're going to go the sweet route. Let's make some icy treats and cool down. Come on, let's go. It's this way, the camera's backwards, but let's go. All right, now, before we get started, this is just weighing heavy on me, and I want to get this out of the way. I'm not the overtly emotional type, but there are just some things that really pull at the heartstrings, and I want to use this platform to, share that type of information. I'm sorry, don't skip it. It's important, okay? But then we're gonna get into it, okay? But R.I.P. to the Choco Taco. You will be missed. Alright, moving on. Alright, enough of all the nonsense. What are we doing today? Well, today we're going to make popsicles. And before you get started with the, well, actually, yes, I know, popsicle is a brand, right? But this is America. So everything frozen on a stick that's not chocolatey and covered with little breadcrumbs and stuff, that's a popsicle. Alright, until I get a cease and desist, we're making popsicles. Why? Because I said it's hot, right? Alright, let's get into what we're going to do. Super duper easy, super duper simple. I know I've said it before. I really mean it this time, just like the last time. Let's get into our ingredients. Alright, so today we're going to make a strawberry and banana popsicle, frozen treat, allegedly. And how are we going to make it happen? How are we going to bring it together? We have to make a simple syrup. And it's exactly like what it sounds. A syrup that is made simply. But we're going to flavor ours, right? Because I did say strawberry and banana, so we want those flavors to really come through. So let's look at these ingredients. A simple syrup, as we said, is exactly that. It's a syrup made simply. But what do you need for that? Well, simple syrup is equal parts sugar and water. Super duper, right? Sugar, water. Crazy easy. So I've got here, we've got 2 cups of water. I've got 2 cups of sugar. They're separate, but they're equal. And because we're going to flavor ours, I've got some diced up strawberries. So let's talk about this, right? We don't want to make it complicated, but I want you to understand what we're doing here. Number 1, a lesson that you will learn the hard way if you decide to forego this information. This is for liquid. These are for liquid, right? These typically are going to be for your dry goods. And you say, well, what difference does it make? You'll find out when you bake that cake and it doesn't come out like it was supposed to, okay? So remember, liquid, dry goods, separate, equal. Alright, anywho, the other important thing is I have small diced these strawberries here. Why is that? Well, what you're going to do to make this simple syrup is you combine that sugar and that water together. We're going to throw it on the stove, bring it up to a quick boil, stirring the entire time because we're trying to dissolve that sugar. That's what makes it into the syrup as it cools. And we want to impart the flavor of the strawberries into the simple syrup. So remember, the thinner that we can slice it or the smaller that you can dice it, it will then expeditiously impart its flavors into the vessel of your choosing. T.I. So that's why we small diced it. But I did say strawberry banana. So I do have a leftover banana, and we're going to use that as our wall for our popsicle. Let's get to it. We're going to skip all the boiling. I think you guys know what boiling water looks like. We're going to get this made. We're going to get it cooled. We're going to build our popsicles. Crazily easy. Alright, so we've got our simple syrup made here. Voila. Got our popsicle holders, makers, molds, if you will. I just found this one in my local little store here, close by. I prefer the silicone, but those are fancy. This is what we've got right now. Easy peasy, baby. We've got our our banana cut up here. We want to make sure that the size of the banana obviously fits into this, so you don't, like, alright, maybe, I'm bad with size, so I just laid my popsicle holder down on the banana to make sure that it's gonna fit, alright? So again, super duper easy thing for us to do. We're gonna pop the top, we're gonna slide a couple little pieces of banana. I'm putting them along the wall there. Hopefully they'll stay, and then we'll put in a little bit of the popsicle mixture in the middle, and they'll be so pretty and banana-y. Alright. Now, something that we learned dealing with fresh fruits and with strawberries is another reason why I like to cook the strawberries down. When you put the strawberries in the mix after, without them being cooked, at least with strawberries and blueberries and things like that, their biteability, it's my word, I'm using it today, they get a little tough. You're going to definitely fight them through that popsicle, okay? So we got our bananas in, and I'm going to use a spoon because I am clumsy and will absolutely spill it if I don't do it any other way. Pour that in, get a good amount of the strawberries in there, and then we're just going to top it off with the rest of this liquid. So something that they don't tell you in high school science class, when you're dealing with sugars and frozen treats, as something freezes, it actually loses a little bit of that sweetness. So you're going to want to make it a little sweeter than you think when you're making your mixes. Now for this, it's just a straight up simple syrup with this, but I'm going to show you one in a minute so you'll understand what I mean by how do we make it sweeter, because we just made a simple syrup. That doesn't make sense. Alright, so we've got this bad boy loaded up. We got our banana in there. Strawberries a go-go, packed full. We'll stick our stick on top, fits just right. Okay. I'm going to finish these off. We're going to get them into the freezer. So that was it. Crazily easy. At this point, all you can do is wait for them to freeze. But please, be patient. Let them freeze solid, okay? Solid 6 hours. You're going to make these the day before. But if you're impatient, like somebody I know, then yeah, give it an hour and see what happens. Alright, so one of the things that I said I wanted to clarify though is about when things freeze, okay? Now, for what we just made, there's really not a whole lot that you can do. You could add a little more sugar to your simple syrup if you like. You could macerate the strawberries. We've talked about that in another video. Check out the playlist. You can do that type of stuff, but it really won't be that necessary. I mean, that is about as pure as it's going to get as far as the sugar content. You're not going to want to take it too much further than that. But with something so simple, remember that the simple syrup is a base. So once you've made it, you can start playing around with it. So I wanted to show you guys these. The young sir and I were playing around and we made these. This is why we had the leftover bananas and the strawberries. But I have a little buddy who is not tolerant of lactose. I mean, in this day and age, right? Crazy. But I wanted to make something for him, special for him. So these right here are strawberry, banana, and coconut popsicles, allegedly. Frozen treats. Alright, so what I did was I took the banana and I pureed it and mixed it into the coconut milk. And then I took simple syrup, no flavoring on the simple syrup, just plain old sugar and water. And I continued to add that until we got to that point where it was like, ooh, a little too sweet. So once it was frozen, it came out beautifully, okay? So that's what I meant by that. You want to make it sweeter than you think, because once it freezes, that's when you're doing the mixes like this, it's going to change just a little bit. This is also how we learned that you don't want to just throw the fresh strawberries in there. Because then the biteability, my word, is going to change. Other than that, they came out really, really great. There's a lot of things that you can do starting with that simple base. Can we make adult versions? Yes, we can. But that's a whole nother video. So we're going to have to talk about what alcohol does to frozen treats. How do you make one softer if you're trying to make one that's creamy like this? How can they be made softer? It's all about that sugar, right? But anywho, 6 hours from now, we're going to pull those other ones out and somebody's going to eat them. Not me. I don't like strawberries. But anyway, thank you guys. I know it's been a minute. I do apologize. I procrastinate. But thank you for watching this video. Go make some popsicles. Comment below. Let me know how yours come out. Let's think of some variations. Maybe some pineapple jalapeno. Right? Yeah. Alright guys. Thanks for coming by.